I took out the water initially, and I'm like, you know what? Let's instead of building the house and then building the tree farm underneath it, let's do the opposite. Let's build the underground portion first, and there you can see a little bit of a sneak peek. And there you go. Um, so this luckily kind of like coincides with our mine shaft into the abyss. I did have some water problems, so we might have some mob problems later on. Anyways, so I started just to dig down using the water as a method of going up and down and whatnot. And then I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Took it out, hollowed this all out, figured out that it was next to our little mine shaft area, which was great. Now, this isn't going to be your most efficient tree farm in the world by a landslide. Like, I could do like the TNT thing, I could do like infinite TNT, whatnot, which we might do later on down the road, but as it sits right now, more grass right there. I'm not too worried about doing it this way. This way is a tried and true way for me. Like, I've done this eventually in every single last world of mine. Granted, I feel like it's uh shorter that going that direction. It very well could be. And if we ever think that we need to enlarge it, we could just like mimic this design on the other side easy peasy. Over here did cut into our nether underground area. Um, that might present to be a little bit of a problem, but I don't think it will for the time being. Um, and over here, it gave me the idea of when I kind of started to chip away. Um, it gave me the idea of, well, why don't we just have this area into more of a uh, the nether things here. So that's what we'll gonna be doing over on this side is the nether stuff. So like the warped and the crimson wood will be grown over there. I have done a very bad version of it in the past using the crimson and warped, but I'm going to do it again. Why we are using the mine carts is because it's, to me, it's more reliable in a sense. Like, if we do the TNT, for instance, like the infinite TNT thing, which is amazing, mind you. What if it gets patched? Then there goes our farm. But then again, there are certain things of this game that's never been patched that should have been patched. But, and probably will never be patched, which is fine. Like bud powering. Bud powering is. Oh. Um, bud powering is probably the most annoying bugs, but I suppose it has its place in some redstone builds. Oh, speaking of redstone, let's talk about the offload and the vision for all of this. Okay. So, I need to get some trapdoors so I can properly show you. Over here will be the... And I've been fighting off mobs here and there. Over here is the storage. Plenty of storage. Need to put in the item filters on every single last one of these chest-a-doodles. Over here, that module and that module will probably be our bulk storage. I've done it before where it's like the bamboo, especially bamboo, would go into those inside shulker shells. We might do another offshoot towards that direction involving bamboo, coming to think about it. So it just has its dedicated area because it grows so freakishly fast. And we could just have a flying machine go zip, 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 zip. So we don't need to finagle it over here. That's not what I need. Well, as far as the redstone is concerned, it's pretty simple and pretty straightforward. Let's go over here. Okay, so minecart goes zip, 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 zip. All underneath there, it goes zip, 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 zip. It goes... It hits this. This is your basic minecart unloader thing. It hits this, the minecart will unload the stuff, and while it's unloading, the comparator will read the hopper and shut off this line. Once it's done unloading, then it's go goodbye, then shoots it off that direction. Only to repeat the process as long as the other line is on. Oh, no, 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 no. Ooh, that's gonna suck. Maybe. Okay. Goodbye. And then it'll unload it into this hopper chain, which will go boop over here, which will probably end up being... I need to work on it, the redstone, a little bit more, but it'll shoot it off over here. The idea is bubble elevator up, and then start the filtering process from there. I'll probably end up doing a overflow thing at the end chest. So if anything goes in there, we know it's overflowing. And if it overflows, we might just do something like it gets instantaneously mulched or turned into like the coal is always a good option as well for wood. Extra wood. Wouldn't it be great? But overall, that's the gist of this. Now, I'm going to also decorate this a little bit further. Not the walls. Oh my word, that's going to take forever if I do that. I might do that eventually. Probably off camera and show you that, guys, that way down the road. But as it sits right now, it's not too bad. Just putting in some dirt. Why I'm planting the grass is A, I want to, and B, it looks nice. And granted, a lot of it's going to turn into Podzol either way. That's why I'm not doing this entire thing in the grass blocks. Just two little things. And let it grow and grow and whatever. What have ya. That way it's... Yeah. So, once I get this all sorted... It's... Oh, and in this room. This room, I am going to... I want a good nature theme. Once I have all the redstone put together, then I'm going to come back through and decorate this. I already have a decent design that will look pretty cool in here. I'm hoping I have all the materials to make it. But if not, then I'm going to quickly do a little farm to get the materials and whatnot. The lighting, for the time being, we will be doing just torches on the ground like that. I wouldn't mind doing like the shrew lights or whatever lights grow on the crimson and warped stuff. Which, speaking of which, I need to get down some nether rack over there if that's the direction that we're going to go. Is it netherrack? Yeah, it is netherrack. And also, I have just a basic design for to cultivate the mushrooms, because we need to cultivate the mushrooms. And I've done it before, so it turns out pretty good. It's more or less self-reliant. Once I get it initially powered up and going good. And that will do the dirt. So, I will... I will probably meet back with you guys as soon as I get the nether rack down and or figuring out this basic layout. Maybe get it built up. This episode's going to be a chunker. Yeah, it's going to be a chunker again. Alright, so I've done some little bit of work since the last time. Like, I figured out that, you know what? Yeah, let's do it all. Let's do everything. Everything in one just giant glob of things. So I went ahead and got two little areas for the corresponding wood types. The crimson and the warped wood types. These chests will be like a sorting system, but we'll talk about that soon. But this is what we got so far. The basic idea is very simple and yet very complicated. But very simple. So I was playing with the idea of like the shiftingness. So because the dispensers can, there's a dispenser like right here facing upwards, and they can dispense the bone meal and do all this automatically. Now, I was debating upon having a shifting platform, back and forth type of thing. But there's a chance of when it's turned off that the nylium on this side or on a different side will be underneath these blocks. These are just temporary blocks right now. We'll make it pretty. I swear, we'll make it pretty. And then the nylium would die. I don't want dead nylium. That's just netherrack. So, what I decided to do is, via Redstone Testing World, is try to use water. Figured out timing. Yes, it's slower. Yes, it's less efficient. But for our supplies and our needs, it'll work, I think. So the idea is this dispenses. Then it will be like, okay, water, engage, and then push out some water. Now, I did work out the timing pretty good, I think. I hope. We need to power that. Will that power it? I think so. But the timings needs to be perfect. I figured out the timing. It's not something slower, but it'll work. So the water will push it out to this little hopper. Yeah, we're missing one thing, spawn point, but beggars can't be choosers. And it works. So it'll push it out to that hopper. This hopper, now I'm playing with the idea of either A, doing a bubble elevator that shoots it straight up, and then it can go to item sorters from there, or a minecart that just goes whoop. We have used up a lot of iron and gold and other supplies already, and I don't think we have enough for that right now. We do have some hoppers left over. I might have to AFK for a hot fat second for them. Redstone, this is like our last little bit. So we are running low on supplies. We will be doing a mining session momentarily. But that's it in a nutshell. And yeah, I'm going to get back to it. So we still have the decoration to do, but I wanted to show you the redstone before I start covering it all up. So it's the same basic idea on the other side as this side. Flip the switch, it starts a slower redstone clock that will dispense water and also, oh shoot, don't have a filter for random things like that yet. Okay, so yeah, very slow redstone clock dispenses water and then also does the bone melting thing. All the while, a lot of things are going on. So, we got a hopper line that I could just toss that stuff in and be fine. So this hopper line and this one meets up right about here. I had troubles with the hoppers being powered by those redstone torches, so I decided to bump it down by one, which, yeah. To this dropper. This dropper is a simple bubble elevator, reads it through a block, and then does its thing, and then shoots it up. So, oh, and we are apparently on a slime chunk somewhere. So I've been getting a lot of slime. So that's nice. Alright, so then once it goes up, it goes into another hopper line. Pretty simple. Now, I chose to do hopper instead of water is because there's a lot of turns and I don't want to finagle with that. So the first one is going to be your two composters. Now these two composters, now you could have done it in really any order, but I'm doing it two composters because why two? This one, as we figured out from the iron farm, that one fills up really freaking fast. And then this one is like a secondary one. So just in case we have overflow, if it can't keep up, it still will do its thing. I'm hoping it'll be enough. Or if it seems like it's too much, I might just conjoin it into one big hopper composter mess globule messification. Now there's buttons on top of these. I forgot to mention the buttons. Sometimes the water is left out and I just didn't want to finagle another redstone thing to detect that. So I'm like, you know what? Just simple button. Just simple. Sometimes simplicity is the best. Well, so the things that get filtered out that we are composting are these. The crimson root and the warped root things. Now, why I don't have any fillers is because I didn't want to make any. Pretty simple. And that is that for the most part. So now we'll get all of our little mushrooms so we can start planting and then growing. Now, as far as... Oh, and in efforts to try to keep this how it as nice it is, you need to, I always have like a little emergency. Okay, here's some nylium right there in the corners. And so I can still plant things and it'll be fine. It will be fine, I think. Well, besides from this, now coming to think about it, we should have, because as things grow, sometimes this will happen, especially if we're going on bone mill frenzy. Like, things will just grow. We should do an automatic or a manual insert. We'll figure that out later. And we also still need to figure out the item filterification thing over here for this room, which is going to be the bulk of everything else. So still a lot to do. Stick around. We'll get to it. Well, continuing on the grind. Alright, so I've put out a basic foundation for the building that we're going to have that goes down underground to our massive tree farm. So we can just enter the building, go down here, and we'll be greeted with good old Mr. Slimy. Stop it! No. Bad. 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 And I went ahead and made a special little thingy for the slimes. I need to extend that redstone right here so it'll be easier to activate the hoppers. But for the most part, got all of the filters in, including one for slime, I do believe. This one? No. I must have not. Okay. Which works. And what's awesome is I do, so that's going to be like a junk area for the time being until so this barrel is hooked up to a hopper that will start spitting it up, and it should come back through. And is it done? Did I break it? It's not hooked up anymore. I had to switch things around because I had a little bit of a problem with and it's a problem I should have saw a mile away, but I just didn't for some reason. I've been working with this for far too many, far too long. Uh, was I just had the hopper line just on a single layer. That includes these. Now these will detect if items in it, if an item's in it, then it shuts off this rail. What I was running into is the minecart just stood here. So everything in this quadrant, the section over here, wasn't going anywhere. So I had to quickly fix that, and I guess I never fixed it completely I dropped everything down by 1 block, and I guess I ran out of the hoppers. So yeah, we'll fix that soon. But why? What's going on now is we have to build a building. And down in this area, down there is going to be another little secret project that I'm going to be working on, and I'll show you that maybe in another episode once I figured out all of the bugs for that and exactly what we need. Keep in mind, this will be our wood house, our wood tree place of justice. There's a lot of wood blocks to accommodate for. The bottom filter is mainly for the logs, and we can always modify it to include like the bushes because we use quite a bit of those. But our build palette will be jungle wood. I'm thinking trying out some of this wood block, this bone block, and with some spruce. So I am going to start cracking and getting this built up. I'm not going to do a foundation like we normally would do. I don't think I will. We'll see how well it looks. And yeah, I will touch bases back with you guys as soon as I can. This is what I have gotten so far. I'm liking it. The jungle, I ended up putting the base on it. It just looked weird without it. And I have a problem. I just have to. I just have to, man. Well, so this is the generalized gist of it. I like the colors. Yeah, the spruce might be a little bit more different, but to me it kind of blends nice. I do like the detail up there. I didn't finish in here quite yet. I ran out of blocks, but I can quickly just drop down there and retrieve some. Do I do need? Okay, we'll just grab a little bit of it and then go back up. Oh, okay, good. I do need to fix that a little bit, so just raise it up by 1 water block so it's easier for me to get out. And for the most part, this is done. The building and what's underneath. We'll go back through at some other point and fix up the redstone down there and make it look pretty. Well, while we're up here, let's get some more water. And I still need to do the other side. Just wanted to get the basis down. Like I kind of stopped halfway. But overall, I think it's looking pretty decent. I'll finish it up soon. And inside of here, I figured, so this will be a different thing. So we need another place to store all the planks and whatnot. That'll be also underneath here somewhere, which I'll do that at a later time. But for the time being, I'll just have a handful of chests right here, which these chests will eventually, I don't know, get some supplies and get out of here so we don't have to finagle with this. This will be our hole to the, so pretty much we want to deposit some stuff into the item filter, we just drop it down here. Something simple like that. We might do something different. I actually have some of these. There. So, just don't stand on it. Or that would hurt. So yeah, I'll just put like a handful of chests in here to make it look pretty. Now for this top portion of it, I am thinking about either doing some, not jungle, but some logs straight across for it to look like some support, or just capping it off with the jungle wood. Maybe do half slabs and have like a attic, which we'll probably end up doing that. And the attic will be used for any additional redstone that we might need and or want. So I think it's looking pretty good. And still a lot of work to do. I got a few more things in here to fix. Oh, let's talk about the... Let me just drop off some of this stuff. And saplings. How is the sapling situation gonna work? Because we clearly don't have a spot, kinda, for the saplings, right? Because we got like mangrove stuff, all the oak and birch, and so on and so forth, right? Well, yes and no. I'm going to be replacing a few of these blocks with like the bushes that the corresponding thing can produce. Like with this guy, I'd be putting in the acacia, which I should fix that. The acacia stuff. Now with the sapling situation, what we are going to be doing for the saplings is, I want to get some saplings in one of these, if not all four, or what have you, so the saplings are ready to go. So it's just like boom, you run it and then you go, and then you should be good. Like, I'm not going to plant 7, but... And I also want some bone meal in there as well, so I can do quickly bone meal and then be all happy, go lucky. Which do got bones. Bone meal. Now this bone meal, I'm hoping our bone meal situation should be somewhat sorted out with this thing. Somewhat. I might have a backlog of it somewhere. So it's disperses it out. And actually, let's plant one of these. Kind of show you guys how it works. In theory. I say in theory because I have done this to test it out, but it should also work pretty decently either way. Alright, so we don't need to turn on that switch. What we need to do is turn on this. And... okay. We will go over here. Boom. Boom. We will be like this. Cool. Oh, that's so pretty. All right. So we just go chop and chop chop. And it should suck him up. See how those just disappeared? It did. And there should be even some room, a spot for these. I do believe I made a spot for those. Well, we'll find out momentarily. That should be sucked up by now. Why is it not sucked up? Okay. Oh, there it is. And it should be good. Yep, there it goes. So, and that's about it in a nutshell. Well, I'm gonna finish chopping these things down and get back to you. However, unfortunately, that's all the time that we have for the day. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that other happiness. And as always, keep on smiling. Goodbye.